I am Sushil Rao and I'm here at Karkhana Zinda Tilismath at Amberpet in Hyderabad. So this one, what do we have here? Let me see. This is menthol. What do we have here? This is thymol. This is camphor. Can't read it fully, but this is what it is. This is the final product, Zinda Tilismath. And military oil. This is the Faruqi Dant Manjan. And they have these mint also. Zint as they call. Here's some sound within the factory premises. That's the production flats.
We run a platform called the Deccan Archive. We do walks like in relatively less known places. And so the building, interestingly, it is built around the same time, around 1920s. That is the same period when the Art Deco movement was going on in the city. So Art Deco is like basically a style of architecture where you have a lot of...
One, remember that 1918, 1920 was the time of Spanish flu, right? It was basically a time when all kinds of people, all kinds of locations were falling sick and dying. That's the context in which this medicine becomes available. But there's a very, very interesting aspect to the success of this product at that time, which I think we need to think about a little bit. One is that until then, 1918, 1919, there were no bottles for distributing anything in a small quantity. Right? 1918, 1919 in Hyderabad, it becomes possible for someone to set up a small blown glass factory by which you can make a chota glass bottle, put a cork in it, and that makes it possible for you to sell this medicine not from the clinic where you go and take the medicine and the doctor will have a big vat of it in the background. Instead of that, you can separate the medicine for the first time from the doctor, right? And that's a very important development in the market. When the doctor is not the one giving you the medicine, Dukandar can give you the medicine, you can go and ask for it, right? And that...
What we today call over-the-counter medication.
Over-the-counter medication, right? Until 1918, 1919, that was not possible for these kinds of medicine. Founder will mix in the clinic and give it to you. You cannot buy it in the shop. The doctor actually makes it and gives you, right? That broke with the arrival of the blown glass bottle. So what the Hakim Saab did was to buy up a chota blown glass factory for himself. First thing that he did, right? So a share in a printing press where you can print those pamphlets which you just saw, which have not changed in the last 100 years. Right? These pamphlets are printed in 6 languages, the 6th language of the Deccan. Today, anyone who is doing research on the Deccan will tell you that this is the one region in this whole country where you cannot do any research unless you know several languages. तो दक्कन में आपको काम करना है तो कम से कम उर्दू, मराठी, कन्नड़ा, तेलुगु, हिंदी, English. This much you need to know because that's how the archives are all set up. All your documents are in these multiple languages. So that's the key thing. This is one thing. Other, distribute kites to kids. You go wherever you want to go, fly them, and you lose the kite, you come back to me and give you another kite. Right? These are the balloons that you see in the city now. He was doing this at that time. Then look at the logos on that. That's the other important thing that you need to think about. One is that it has two trademarks. This is the Nizam's seal, the turban. That means the royal approval is there for this. That is basically your celebrity endorsement of today, right? This is the king saying, take it, I'm approving of this. The second is this figure. This figure is an Abyssinian warrior, Habshi. Right? We have a Habshi Ghoda here. What is important about the Habshi is that they are people who are supposed to be of a very healthy, strong physique. They don't fall sick. That's why they are the people who protect the king. These are the bodyguards of the king. So what you're doing with this is to say that this Zinda Tilismath is your bodyguard. This Zinda Tilismath has the approval of the king. Those are the two messages that are spread out to people at melas, at shops, at festivals, through kids, through something else. That's the key thing. That's why 100 years later, Zinda Tilismath is a company which has to be studied as a very, very successful family business. There are very few successful family businesses that go on like this for a whole century. An entire 100 years, right? Think about it. This packaging technology changed over the years, but the business held on. They don't use glass bottles anymore because the losses because of those glass bottles are here. Now you use plastic bottles. Now they're thinking about how to change the glass bottle to plastic or something else, right? From plastic to move on to something else. All these things become questions. But think about how technology becomes a very important thing. Markets become very important. And local culture is very, very important. And figuring out how to make sure that the medicine actually reaches people. For us to make pens. This is 1920s, 1930s when India had some big industries in some places, but Hyderabad did not have any industries, right? 4 years. You have artisans doing things, but a factory, you make buttons, you make small medicines like this. This is what makes the city actually function and develop markets slowly. And every single technology with lovely, beautiful typographies, which are almost timeless. They can go on for years and years and years. This will never go out of fashion. So, I just wanted to say all that. Thank you very much.
Any significance of the name Zinda Tilismath?
Zinda Tilismath, you will have to translate it, but basically the tagline of that is Zinda Tilismath Har Marz Ki Dawa, right? Which is that it's a medicine for everything. It's a miracle cure. Zinda Tilismath is basically a miracle cure. It fell and the cow came back to life. That's the legend that is associated.
This government will love that narrative.
Yeah, of course. So that is how Zinda Tilismath, because it's a miracle cure.
Yeah.
Habshis are from Abyssinia,
They are from
Ethiopia.
Abyssinia.
Ethiopia. They're Africans.
So
They came here as bodyguards for the Islam.
So, those who are from Hyderabad, I'll address this question first. There's this place around Mataptan called AC Guards. AC Guards is at the full form of AC in that AC Guards is Abyssinian Cavalry Guards. So that is where all of these guards were stationed. These the Abyssinian Cavalry Guard was actually basically a regiment of the Nizam's army, which were his personal bodyguards. So like the same reason he is on, like like the founder Hakim Muhammad Moizuddin Faruqi, Hakim Sahab thought that it would be like they signify trust and safety. So that is why like they are the logo, they are like the trademark. So one is the official daftar of the Nizam, and then the other one is the Habshi warrior. And coming to the name, Zinda Tilismath, Zinda actually means alive. Yeah, keeping alive. And Tilismath is actually like the same meaning what of the English word talisman. Yeah, so it's actually like some sort of a magic that keeps you alive. So it's like a magical medicine basically. So like that is literally it's like it's transliteration, you can say that it is like, yeah, it's a medicine that keeps you alive, and it has been like going on like for years, and you can say it was a result of like all of these.
The interesting thing about this is one of those few medicines which can be taken orally and also applied on the skin. One of those very few medicines where you can do that. You can't eat amrutanyan, right? But you can eat this, and you can also apply it for headache on your forehead. So that's the other interesting thing about this. Yeah. So
Faruqi tooth powder, like something of homegrown. It was, you can say this was like the standard of like tooth powder. Like majority of people still use it to this day, despite having all like sophisticated toothpaste and brushes.
if you use it, you will develop teeth like the shark. That's the logo on this. See the symbol. It's a shark fish. This is the most interesting thing about Hakim Saab, that he had a sense of what image to use, what words to use to capture people's imagination and sell things. In the end, Zinda Tilismath is actually not an antibiotic, right?
This is another unit very close to the main factory.
So we obviously cannot see the process of these, how these are made because of their own reasons. They did not let us in. All we can see is like the packaging and the filling and all of that. So we have seen that over here, and this was also awarded the Intact Heritage Award. The entire institution, not just the building, but the entire institution was recognized as something very culturally significant still, and like why it is still a household name in like every like also.
This is my visit to Karkhana Zinda Tilismath at Ambarpet in Hyderabad.